Hello, everyone. Our home planet Earth is a place unlike any other planet. Earth, third in the solar system, is the only place in the universe where we know for sure that life exists. Let's just say that Earth is pretty unique when it comes to nicknames too. All the other planets in the solar system are named after Greek or Roman gods, but for at least 1,000 years, some cultures have defined our world using the old Germanic word Earth, which simply means Earth. Earth was formed 4.6 billion years ago from the cloud of gas and dust that makes up our entire solar system, including our star, the Sun. Scientists hypothesize that this gas and dust collapsed into a disk, and different parts of the disk combined to form each of the planets in the solar system. According to NASA, our planet is located in a small corner of the Milky Way galaxy, 25,000 light-years from the galactic center. The solar system is located on a small arm called the Spur of Orion that separates from the Sagittarius arm, one of the galaxy's two large spiral arms. Earth's circumference is 40.75 kilometers, making it the largest rocky planet in the solar system. Our planet orbits 150,000 km from the Sun, giving it the right temperature for permanent liquid water on its surface. It is the only object known to orbit in this region, called the Goldilocks region. Also known as the habitable limit, is a scientific term for the theoretically possible region around a star for a planet with sufficient atmospheric pressure to hold liquid water on its surface. According to Caltech's Center for Infrared Processing and Analysis, Earth is made up of many elements, primarily oxygen, silicon, magnesium, iron, aluminum, and nickel. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, our planet's crust is a thin outer layer containing mostly silicate and basaltic rocks and extends an average of 30 km below the planet's surface. The mantle is the next layer that extends to about 2,900 km below the Earth's surface. A common misconception is that all the rock in the mantle melts into magma. In fact, most are in a highly viscous form that is so thick that it takes millions of years for movement to become apparent. According to the USGS, at the center of the Earth is a nickel-iron core that is liquid from the outside up to a depth of 2250 km, but is crushed by incredible pressures to form a solid at the lowest depths. Processes below the Earth's crust cause these continents to move over geological time periods. Geologists have discovered subterranean continents buried deep under the surface, and although no one knows exactly how or when they formed, they may be as old as the Earth itself. Like Venus and Mars, Earth has mountains, valleys, and volcanoes. But unlike its rocky brethren, almost 70% of Earth's surface is covered by oceans of liquid water at an average depth of 402,336 kilometers. These bodies of water include 97% of Earth's volcanoes and 64 mid-ocean ridge, a massive mountain range over 373.73.76 kilometers long. Earth's crust and upper mantle are split into huge plates that rub against each other in slow motion. As these plates collide, break apart, or slide past each other, our very active geology emerges. Earthquakes rumble as these plates slip against each other. Many volcanoes are formed when seafloor crust strikes continental crust and slides under it. When continental crustal plates collide, mountain ranges like the Himalaya are pushed into the sky. According to NASA, our planet's atmosphere consists of 70-80 nitrogen, 20 oxygen, 0.9 argon, 0.4 carbon dioxide, and traces of other gases. According to NASA, most human activity takes place in the troposphere, the lowest atmospheric layer that stretches 8 to 14.5 km above our heads. Above this is the stratosphere, where clouds and weather balloons fly and goes up to 50 km. This is the mesosphere, which extends to an altitude of 85 km, where meteorites burn, and is followed by the thermosphere, which extends to an altitude of at least 600 km. Human activities have a major impact on the climate and weather in the Earth's atmosphere. In the last 2 centuries, humans have added enough greenhouse gases to the atmosphere to raise the Earth's average temperature by 1 degree. This extra heat changed Earth's weather in many ways. The atmosphere not only nurtures life on Earth, it also protects it. It's thick enough to cause many meteorites to burn up before impact due to friction, and gases such as ozone prevent DNA, damaging ultraviolet light from reaching the surface. However, our atmosphere is surprisingly thin despite all that it does. 90% of Earth's atmosphere lies within just 1,609,344 km of the planet's surface. In addition, the atmosphere, the rotation of our planet, is shielded from the Earth's magnetic field produced by the iron-nickel core. This teardrop-shaped field protects the Earth from the Sun and high-energy particles thrown at us from elsewhere in the cosmos. But due to the nature of the field, some particles flow toward Earth's poles and collide with our atmosphere, creating auroras, the natural fireworks display known as the Northern Lights. Earth is tilted 23.4 degrees on its axis, which means sunlight falls on the planet's surface unevenly throughout the year, creating seasonal variations across much of the planet, but regions experience different variations in sunlight. So the Earth's surface is often divided into 3 main climate zones. According to Britannica, the highest point above sea level is the summit of Mount Everest at 8,849 meters. The crescent-shaped trench known as the Mariana Trench at the bottom of the western Pacific Ocean stretches up to 10,984 km, making it the deepest point on our planet. The Nile is the longest river in the world, meandering for 6,650 km through northeastern Africa. Lake Baikal in Russia is the largest and deepest freshwater lake containing 23,013 cubic kilometers of water. This is approximately equal to the sum of the 5 North American Great Lakes. Earth is unique because it is the only place in the universe known to host life. Some of the earliest evidence of microbial life suggests it was already prevalent on our planet 3.95 billion years ago, Live Science previously reported. Exactly how these microscopic creatures emerged remains a mystery, but experts have put forward many theories. Scientists estimate that there are as many as 1 trillion species on our planet, living in niches stretching from the upper atmosphere to the depths of the rocky surface. Strange and complex biospheres exist around hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor and in nearly every rock and crevice ever discovered, Live Science previously reported. Whether this means organisms exist elsewhere in the solar system or beyond remains an open question, but the diversity of life on Earth has given scientists hope that life can exist in extreme environments in the universe. Earth is the planet where we have the best opportunity to understand in detail, which helps us see how other rocky planets, even those orbiting distant stars, behave. As a result, scientists are increasingly watching Earth from space. NASA alone has dozens of missions dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of our planet. At the same time, telescopes look outward to find other Earths. Thanks to instruments like NASA's Kepler Space Telescope, astronomers have found more than 3,800 planets orbiting other stars. Some of them are Earth-sized, and some orbit around their stars in regions with just the right temperature to be potentially habitable. Other missions, such as the Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, are poised to find even more. As we always say, our planet is magnificent, and it is our duty to try to preserve this beauty as much as possible. The fact that we have nowhere else to go reveals the gravity of this situation. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell and like our video to be informed about the videos. See you in another video.